Well, I think it's fair to say the situation in the Middle East is a little tumultuous, to say the least. Yep, that's some people's interpretation of what's happening right now, as we are in the midst of a very interesting geopolitical situation as the Department of War is demanding the Nobel Peace Prize? Huh? Will Donald Trump get it? As, of course, a lot of podcasters have officially left his side over a very controversial issue that looks like it finally might be wrapped up. That, of course, being the issue of what's happening right now in Gaza. A situation that looks like we are extremely close to finally that entire ordeal being over, but there looks like there's a catch. And the catch in the making of this video is a little bit troubling. Specifically highlighting some of the things that are happening right now in Israel, specifically with some of the bombs that are dropping, specifically where this is kind of leading up to and going, which is still up to be officially approved, which it hasn't, as some people are saying it is. What in the world's going on here? We're going to be doing that and talking about the kind of careful line that Bibi Netanyahu is walking right now in this particular video. If you appreciate these type of videos, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that, of course, you guys spend with us here on this independent media platform. Now, we have this interesting article from NBC News talking about how Pod Man out and how Donald Trump's support among influential podcasters is waning, as individuals like Theo Von, Joe Rogan, Tim Dillon have criticized the current president of the United States, Donald Trump, on a key number of issues surrounding things like the Epstein client list and, of course, the war on Gaza. Joe Rogan has been also issuing some very interesting criticisms regarding deportations, immigration, some of the things that I just don't, personally agree with. But overall, it's fair to say that Donald Trump has kind of inherited one of the most unpopular type of foreign entanglements that we are involved in, that being Gaza, that has created a fury on the left, has created a lot of protests on the left, and a big type of mobilizing type of scenario and situation that the left overwhelmingly uses as their rallying call. Now, I would say the Christians in Nigeria are a little bit more of an important issue on the world stage. I would say the war in Ukraine and so many young men dying there, that's a very important issue as well. It's hard to navigate. It's hard to really say, oh, this is more important. Obviously, the war in Gaza is very important to a lot of people. Now, with that part of the conflict being over, we're now entering a phase where Donald Trump might get the Nobel Peace Prize, as online commentators like Joe Rogan previously, last year, talked about how this was, quote, a small-scale Holocaust. In the last few weeks, he had this to share about the conflict in Gaza.
What they've done to Gaza is insane.
It's insane.
And if you can't see that, if you can't say that, and your response is, Israel has the right to defend itself. Like, what are you talking about? Against what? Children?
Right.
Against women and children that are getting blown apart? Against aid workers that are getting killed?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like,
And journalists. There's been a lot of journalists. Now, some people are saying this is an extremely biased take. No, they're Hamas. They're all evil. We got to take them all out. Some, like, neocons have been saying, yeah, the children got to go too. The baby's got to. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? That's kind of sick and disgusting here. As even AIPAC had to distance themselves from, like, right-wing commentators and members of Congress that are saying, yeah, nuke him, nuke. And I'm like, dude, whoa. Can we not? Whether you like Gaza or don't like Gaza, it's pretty fair to say it's a one-sided conflict that's unfolding there. And one side is being brutalized very significantly, as the other argument that the Israelis are making, saying that they're going to brutalize us if we don't brutalize them.
you can't have a rational conversation if you're not willing to address that.
Yeah. I think their heart is hardened. They're unable to see the Palestinians as humans,
Right.
especially as people with emotions and feelings.
It's insane, and no one wants to talk about it.
Right, but if you
do talk about it, you're anti-Semitic, which is so strange. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how they wrangled that.
Yeah, and that is strange. It is weird, as people are getting deported for their criticisms about this particular conflict, even when they're going about the legal process of becoming an American citizen. But now, Donald Trump has a way of saying, you know what? Yeah, it was horrible. It was awful. Donald Trump has come out and sent out mixed messages saying that what's happening in Gaza is and was a deliberate starvation of the people there. That's something that people were saying, no starvation here. Other right-wing online commentators are like, no starvation here. Donald Trump came out and says, yeah, there's starvation. As now, Donald Trump could look like he is the peacemaker here, as we have videos of Donald Trump telling families of Israeli hostages that they're all coming home Monday, and that there might be peace in the Middle East. Now, if Donald Trump is able to successfully do this, I mean, he was patting himself on the back of doing these type of deals and these type of ceasefires even before he came into office. Then Bibi kind of ruined it, and then Bibi was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to restart the war." And then the war was restarted after a temporary ceasefire during the beginning of Trump's presidency. And it definitely looks like there's a wrangling going on between Trump and Bibi. Trump's trying to wrangle Bibi. Bibi's like, I'm going to do whatever I want. You keep paying for it. I'm going to keep doing it. And Donald Trump hasn't really cut the paycheck, even though he's been trying to be the one that's been doing this. Now, will he be able to get the Nobel Peace Prize out of all of this? Before discussing that and the fine line and the kind of kerfuffle that's happening right now with the ceasefire, we wanted to tell you about takecom.com. It's our own website where you can get incredible products like this. This is like one of my favorite products. I actually brought two here on this particular trip here. If I ever feel things are getting a little bit too heavy and just if I feel like I'm just working too hard and on the go, which I am on the road here, which is kind of difficult to do, it's difficult to like try to take it easy and relax, especially with how just serious and insane a lot of the scenarios and situations are. I always make it a case in point whenever I feel that. Take a whole full tincture of CBD, hold it underneath my tongue, and then usually I just do some meditation. And listen, that's my secret hack of how to just totally relax and totally. It's not psychoactive. It doesn't get you high. You don't want to disassociate. But you'd want to kind of hone in and at least have a couple minutes of your day where you're able to kind of take a deep breath and just focus on yourself and your attention and your body and do a little body scan and focus on your brain and then just let go of the thoughts that are kind of in the back of your head, just always kind of running around nonstop. It's good to do that. And this stuff, made in America, grown in America, manufactured in America, a fully made American product, high quality product. You want to make sure you're getting your product from reliable sources. My reputation is online. If it's a crap product, I would not be selling it to you. A lot of people sell it for over $100. I sell it for $64. It's a good price, and it makes sense, especially with all the costs we have when it comes to shipping and handling, taking care of it, and of course, paying for this independent media broadcast as well. I give this to my mom. I give this to a lot of my friends that are dealing with similar issues like anxiety and panic attacks. I'm like, look, dude, take care of your sleep. Let's try to change your diet. Let's fix that gut. But also, here's a temporary, quick little relief fix that has been working for me personally, and it might work for you. I can't tell you how good this stuff is. It's just next level type of stuff. I did 2 years of research, and this is the best stuff on the market. Cannot recommend it enough. TakeCom.com. Now, let's get back to this kind of conversation here. As now people are saying, look, if Trump brokers this peace deal, listen, we got to give it to him. Zelensky is coming out saying, hey, if Trump escalates the war against Russia and gets involved, Russia will give him the peace deal. That's not how peace deals work, Zelensky. Zelensky's like, hey, Trump, have America fight Russia for us, and we'll nominate the Nobel Peace Prize for you. What? Come on. I mean, that's just extortion right now. Iran, who a lot of people believe will be soon at war again with Israel, especially after this one wraps up, even has come out and says, we welcome this ceasefire deal and we want this ceasefire to happen. Now, if Trump's able to pull this off and there's actually is a long-lasting peace, this would be amazing. This would be good. And a lot of people make the argument, yeah, absolutely, give him the Nobel Peace Prize. As the Guardian reports, quote, "It feels like a dream. Protests come to an end as Israelis sing in Hostage Square. After 733 days, news of agreement greeted with celebration in Tel Aviv and stickers saying they're coming home." As a lot of people have been out in the streets demanding Bibi Netanyahu take this deal, as Bibi Netanyahu has been kind of pushing away from it. He's like, I don't know. And then he's taking his sweet time, even though he changed the deal last minute and angered a lot of the Middle Eastern partners a part of this deal, being like, dude, why are you changing the deal last minute? We had a deal, and now you just changed it last minute? That's not cool. But right now, so far, everything looks good. We have Benjamin Netanyahu telling President Trump that, quote, "Everyone is liking me now after this peace deal." President Trump saying, "Everyone loves Israel again," following new peace agreement. As some people are saying, what is bro talking about? Netanyahu's press office just issued a statement saying, "Give Trump the Nobel Peace Prize." Quote, "He deserves it." Let's see if this works. If this works, okay, I get it. I can understand that conversation, but it has to work. As now, Israel says that the Gaza ceasefire will begin within 24 hours after a security cabinet meeting. We're also hearing that now this security cabinet meeting has been delayed. What? That this decision has not been made. Myron Gaines had some very interesting things to say about this deal, saying that, quote, "Netanyahu is walking a fine line since he is very desperate to stay in power."
The Israelis don't really have an incentive to exercise any type of diplomacy because no matter what, we're going to back them. So they know, okay, we can, lie here. Because after Trump made this announcement originally, Benjamin Netanyahu does an address in Hebrew. And so he's in a very difficult position, right? Because on his side, he's got a criminal case that he's got to deal with, right? And then on top of that, he has a far-right party that supports and backs him that wants these guys completely out. So he's got to play the delicate line where he tells the U.S., like, yeah, we want to work towards some type of ending the war and getting our hostages back. At the same time, these guys on the far right that are his constituents want him to continue the war. So as soon as he made this agreement with Trump, he goes and does an address in Hebrew and kind of just says, yeah, we're not really going to do diplomacy. We're kind of feigning diplomacy like we always have. Don't worry, we're not going to completely pull out the Gaza Strip. We're going to make sure that they disarm. We're going to get our hostages back. And the reality is Hamas knows that their only leverage is the hostages. So, and Benjamin Netanyahu knows this too, and he had many opportunities to get the hostages back. I've talked about this before. Right. He could have got the hostages back October 10th, 2023, but he chose not to do so because he wanted to wage a war, and it would keep him out of this corruption trial that he's dealing with. So,
and listen, there's a lot of circumstantial proof highlighting that, especially with how he understands that the longer these wars go on, the more he's able to be in power, the more he's able to postpone all the corruption judicial hearings that, of course, are trying to hold him accountable for alleged misuse of funds and alleged actions that were allegedly illegal.
So he's got multiple things he's balancing where he's trying to stay in power, keep his constituents happy, at the same time continue to get aid from the United States, so say what he needs to say, while also trying to balance getting U.S. support at the same time, where now they're running a whole Hasbara thing where they're getting these influencers paying them money to kind of push the narrative. And if you notice, he's starting to do interviews now. He just did an interview with Ben Shapiro a couple of days ago. He did an interview with Tatum. He's doing the rounds in America because he understands that U.S. support is starting to wane.
Especially amongst younger generations.
Yeah.
The ones who are politically...
Left, right, everyone's out.
Yeah, that's the issue here. That's becoming more and more of kind of the elephant in the room here. As now, Hamas is actually accusing Bibi of trying to, quote, sabotage this ceasefire deals hours after Israel, quote, approved the plan. A senior Hamas official has accused Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of sabotaging Donald Trump's landmark Gaza peace deal hours before a ceasefire is expected to come in effect. Mohammed Mardawi says that there's a disagreement over what prisoners will be released by Israel to free the hostages taken captive by Hamas on October 7th, 2 years ago. Right on X, Mardawi says it seems Netanyahu is trying to sabotage the ceasefire agreement before its implementation by reneging on prisoner release lists in an attempt to derail the understandings. Now, Israel's going to release some of the people that they captured. Gaza's going to release theirs, and then they're going to cease fighting. That's the deal, right? And Gaza's like, okay, we want these people released. Israel's like, nope, not going to happen. And now and then Hamas is like, look, we want our people freed. We want these people freed. Nope, not going to happen. What's going to happen with Hamas now with that type of reneging? As right now, Israel is still carrying out airstrikes in the making of this video, even though a ceasefire has been reached here. And there are video clips showing Israeli tanks in the south of the Gaza City firing shots at Palestinians that are moving north along the coastal road, even though there's a ceasefire, right? So that is not good. Now, Trump's taking the victory lap. Hopefully it's not a too early victory lap here. Now, what hostages will be released? They should be released Monday or Tuesday in the next few days. Now, again, Iran wants a peace deal. I don't know if they're going to get it because it looks like they're next on the chopping block right after this one. Let's just be real with ourselves. Now, Trump just came out in his cabinet deal, which you could, by the way, see right here. It's happening here. He says, I think this is going to be, quote, a lasting peace here. Now, Hamas did release of hostages, which the Israeli prime minister says will bring the end of this war. Kushner and Witkoff just landed in Israel. Donald Trump also talked about potentially flying over to Egypt or Israel for this deal. Now, that would be pretty huge here. But again, just a few minutes ago, the warplanes are still hovering, still bombings happening, which is not kind of good faith here. You would think, oh yeah, we got a temporary deal here. We got the cabinet meeting now, kind of happening after reports that it was being delayed. You know, everything's. Do you need to still continuing to bomb everything? As again, multiple people are saying, yeah, there's just a big type of derailment here. All right. Well, what is exactly going to be happening here? I don't know. So reports are coming in that it was postponed. Reports are coming in now that it is happening in the making of this particular video. The fact that airstrikes are still continuing, not a good sign. Now, the Gaza ceasefire, according to Arab media, is in effect. Now, what does that mean? As bombs are still dropping again, I still think, especially with how just we have seen a lot of these deals type of fall apart, that, hey, I wouldn't celebrate just too early now. But listen, I hope that the celebrations aren't too preemptive. I hope that they are warranted, as now Quartering has his unique individual take on this, saying, with peace between Palestine and Israel for now, what will the left terrorists yell out as they take our lives now? Free healthcare? Free food? Free kaya? What's kaya? I don't know. Now, some people are saying that the left is praying for this to fail. I don't think they are. I think that's a little bit of a disingenuous take here. I think there's a big portion of people that really hope that this works. I mean, I really hope that this deal holds here, because if we're able to end it, we're able to end a lot of things in our political discourse. We're able to end, most importantly, human suffering, right? And I think what's happening in Gaza is just absolutely awful. You know, the fact that nearly 2 million people are encircled, blockaded, not able to leave in and out, being denied food in some instances, being able to be denied aid in some instances, and then us paying for it. Like, a couple things. One, the human aspect of it all. Two, it's my tax dollars. Three, it gives the left leverage, as well as a lot of people in the middle, to go after Donald Trump, saying, why are you financing this? Why are you funding this? Why? Four, geopolitically, it also lightens our load, especially with all the kind of burden that we have placed on ourselves for Israel by saying, yeah, Israel's cool, let them do whatever they want in Gaza, and protect them, and protecting and the aiding and the abetting and financing and paying for this type of operation. Foreign policy-wise, it helps us be better on the world stage and have better relations with everyone, because a lot of countries were saying, hey, this is not cool. Peace in the Middle East, which I think is a pipe dream, because I think Iran's coming next, still would be good for business. But if there is peace, let's just hypothetically, peace in the Middle East, hypothetically, it works at last. Give Donald Trump the peace deal. The left doesn't have a rallying call, and that's down the list, all right, of importance. So this is a significant big deal, and I think there needs to be a lot of pressure right now to pull this off, to move forward with it. And if you agree, share this video with your friends and family members. I want to be here for you guys supporting my shop at takecalm.com. The link is down in the description below. Seriously, really great stuff. Do your own homework, but like, listen, don't do the gas station stuff. Seriously, it's horrible for you. I tried some of the gas stations, and I'm like, I feel weird and awful and horrible. I tried this stuff. I feel amazing. I want to be here for you guys buying takecalm.com. And because you do, I am incredibly grateful. And this is why I try to end every single broadcast by saying, I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on youtube.com/wearechained.